Hey everybody, welcome back to BK's Bullets. Today we're talking about Daredevil. The devil, inside and out. Hey everybody, welcome back to BK's Bullets. As always, I'm your host, Brent Casina. And today we're talking about Daredevil again. Yes, we're starting back up with the Daredevil stuff. I had done a series of, the Brian Michael Bendis Ultimate Editions or Collected Editions, wherever they are. Yeah, Ultimate Collections over here, over by my shoulder. And so now we finished that, and I decided to jump back into Brubaker stuff because I have read this volume and the one after that only of Brubaker's run. I have not read everything else. So I have those as well. The entire Brubaker run I have in trade. So I have this one is like the original trade, and then I have part two, and then I have the second and third. I think they're also called Ultimate Collections by Brubaker. So we're going to be going through those in the coming weeks as we kind of read through them. So Daredevil, Man Without Fear, Devil, Inside and Out. This is like basically volume one of that storyline, of a 12-issue storyline. This is written by Ed Brubaker, drawn by Michael Lark. It is phenomenal. Where we last left Daredevil, he had figured out a way to get Wilson Fisk, the Kingpin, back into prison, but at the same time kind of had his own legal entanglements in terms of, evading the FBI or trying to dupe them, and then ultimately got put in prison at the end of Bendis' run, and that's the way Bendis set it up for Brubaker. So if you read some of the stories or read some interviews and stuff, it's clear that Brubaker and Bendis kind of worked out this plan. Brubaker was okay with it because it set him up for a fantastic first 6-issue arc. This 6-issue arc, this is Daredevil number 82 to 87, is phenomenal. Even if you haven't read Bendis' stuff, you can just jump in here knowing that one sentence that people think Matt is Daredevil and he got the Kingpin in jail and he's also in the same jail. That one sentence will set you up for maximum enjoyment of this book. You don't need to know anything else. Everything else kind of falls away, or you can figure out bits and pieces as you read, but that is the main crux of the conflict here. You have Daredevil, Matt Murdock, in prison. Basically, he hasn't been convicted yet, but he's been accused of being Daredevil. So you have the forces arguing with each other, the FBI director versus the warden, saying that Matt should be, in regular Gen Pop versus protective custody because he's blind. Is he blind? Is he not blind? Is he a superhero? All those questions are abound in between multiple conversations and trials and motions and courtroom drama in this book. At the same time, Matt suffers a terrible loss and just goes off the deep end and has to be pulled back by, of all people, a character that you would not think he would pull them back, and basically remind him that, like, you don't want to be me, you want to be Matt Murdock, you want to be Daredevil, so don't cross whatever line it is you think you're running up to. Great storyline. So kind of starts off with a lot of that courtroom drama, and then the loss happens, and then there's just a phenomenal fight inside the prison. And then at the same time, there is also another person running around as Daredevil outside the city. Who is that person? What the mystery is there? Some of that is explained in the last issue here. There are some other bits and pieces that have yet to be explained. It'll probably come out in the second volume, which we're going to review here soon after I read it. So this is the beginning of a phenomenal start for Brubaker's Daredevil run. I have always loved this first 6 issues, and I feel like even if you only read this one volume, I think this one volume, these 6 issues here, 82 to 87, stand out so far on its own that you don't need to read anything before it. You probably don't need to read anything after it. It's just a super enjoyable Daredevil story about one man, his code, being pushed to his limits and being pulled back from the brink. It's a phenomenal Daredevil story. The art by Michael Lark, I've always enjoyed Michael Lark's art. His stuff was great in Gotham Central. It is great here, and he's doing basically everything but the colors here. I think he has some assists by Stefano Gaudiano, maybe doing inks, or maybe Michael Lark's doing layouts. It's not quite clear here in the credits, but these two guys, man, they've melded a seamless, whatever the relationship was at the time. And this is 2005 or 6, I think, when this came out. whatever the relationship was at the time in terms of who's doing what for the art duties, they present a seamless art style. So if it's Michael Lark doing all the pencils and Guadiano doing all the inks the entire way through, or if they're handing off or switching over, who the hell knows? You are unable to tell who's doing what. It's the same consistent style all the way through, all 6 issues. It's a phenomenal read. The storytelling is amazing. The action scenes are great. Michael Lark just has this kind of interesting way of looking at characters and looking at shots and just kind of the highlights and things that the shadows he puts down just makes everything feel really, really heavy, as heavy as the blacks on the page. And you really get a lot of gravitas in this art. Here, Matt's wandering around with this red mask on his head as kind of pseudo Daredevil in prison, beating up Hammerhead, and also at the same time kind of denying he's also Daredevil. It's really, really fun to see Matt like straddle this line of, is he going to be a hero or become a villain? Is he going to be Matt Murdock? Is he going to be Daredevil? There's so many lines he's straddling at the same time. It's an excellent, excellent read, and I highly recommend you read this. If anything, any Daredevil story at all, check this one out. It's well worth your time. So thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think of The Devil Inside and Out Part 1 down in the comments below, and we'll see you guys next time in the Funny Pages.